AYEKOO.
UTV ahwefo mo nyina AYEKOO ba AYEKOO dwumadie so ene enkoba ya twetwe no efa ye nanom ye nuama no mo emma ho ewoku adwuma mu na emma di dwuma ewoku ya ho pa ye wadwuma kuo bi nso afa to no so se kwan ya befa so na emma eni bagi ku ya ho no ombetumi ayena akoyie tabeti women in Agric nene ye ni se adwuma ku ya twetwe nkomo ne ahwe de oye amama ye ku yanim de waye dada sene be ya ku adwuma ebekoyie yemfa srama ADB or say Agric and more fa ho bo mu na ku adwuma ebekoyie sanso na Boris B se akokọ nam no wedia ewo Ghana he ya anu nso no ede sanso na agromonti so se bibia wodua bia egu nhirene no percalic potassium we guso na de guso a ebebo apa nwuma ko we na ebo a na ya twetwe nkomo afa ye nanom enuanom ma ho ewo ku adwuma ho yetwe ho ba dwumadie no ebeto asoma mo
AYEKOO.
Afi yana ye ho ne Agri house for twetwe nkomo ne hwe de omo ye ede aboa ema ewo ku ayemo eno AYEKOO
ya nya
mpacho udin de say na Agri house no udi musai
your friend me Alberta na nature akosa me na meda Agri House Foundation ano
eno akosa ye hwe ema jubandie say na udi mama eboa Ghana kuayo
meda se bebre Agri House Foundation ye wo ejuma bebre aye ya efa agriculture ho ye wo dia eshema youth person mo go into agriculture no ye bo mo na ye wo we different ones say market linkage programs emma we friends and smallholder farmers na ye hwe mu na we nyama bebre ekoso ewo ye free kromo ye ekuafo adwuma ba na ye hu say focus bebre eni emaso ye tutu kwan bebre aya ye call district ye tutu kwan na ye adwuma ye hu say ekuafo ma no mo ye nyama bebre ya sebio ye nimbi ba ye nimbi intine ye pese ye have focused way programmer ebe ma adwuma de mo ye wo regions and districts no abe nim na nkofu ehu say ye ma no say no mo ye na this is how our eboa your friends and country no inti ye start free ye the program whereby friends women in food and agric leadership training forum any gold in the soil awards na na nebo time say ye betutu kwan akọ region to region every year na ye focus it say ye focus on this particular region na ye be hwe emma na ewo ho no ekuafo mo ewo ho ejuma omo ye so omo ye farmers omo ye processors de omo ye bia omo de support womankasa omo fie omo families support omo communities na de yensi betimi aye ka ho a ama omo peja inti ye started program we 3 years ago AYEKOO your friend saying Volta region Volta before then no more dividing into Otino into to me chinchi omo district
our region okay
na your friend is saying ye nyama bebre na namba na eye enye obia na se bi okọ oye farmer ebi mo ye nyama processing ebi mo adidi we livestock omo ye nyama bebre ya eboa o mankasa mo fie etume ma omo tume hwe omo mba no mo ko school omo support omo husbands
omo krunum ena omo mba no
omo support omo krunum omo support we projects ewo omo community ya bebre na anim ebi okampa na wa support normal building se bio we school wo ho no wa support ma building we small facility bia etumi training embabua ebi wo ha se bio ma fanyin sentem ne ade ba ye bebre ho ankofo anim na ye friend is saying na ye pese yam bua so obi ha no omo ye into ebi a ginger farming but omo nye into like a cooperative intina about and say your best support na ye put data say ebi a ma say te no more ye we farm we no more air farming there be into vegetable farming omo do saying how many acres na aboa we your friend saying the whole economy when you are planning for
you better to aso ye hwe area haka COVID by 2020 and year 1 and 2 apart from say mo hwa kom ho abomu no me answer we me first se mo kwa obu ho a oba bi ho ya into farming kra especially in northern region obu ana oni kuayim ana okuayim but de no nhye da ntia se mo ye den ene mo kasa no munya ntia se bia de medua no mempe kwan bia me process mempe kwan bia no market mo ye den na mo munya sa ntia se language barrier ne ade.
Okay, me that say yes, this year yes obisa northern region because this year women in food and agric leadership training forum you focus we boga anywhere na ye call districts in year 11 and then 15 districts in year together na ye visited farms over 50 farms. Ye call more farm ne bi mo ye soya beans, e bi mo ye millet, e bi mo ye sorghum, e bi mo ye vegetables, e bi mo ye into we share farming. Na ye kwa e bi mo krampo se bio how omo bom ho modern omo ye we physically challenged. Into omo bom ho modern pa nti ye be some farms ni we are e me dey say mo be show we omo documentary no na ye shooting one more story say this is what they say no more ya eboa we one more community and na so mo fie na ye wi na ye invite wo mu nia ye share one place na ye training no nti ye share mo ye do mo bom for 2 days na ye yankasa any other resource persons mo free other companies say Canada Yara we APSA OCP ni ade ni abomu na we ye training wo mo nti ye fa ebia best practice ebia on we your friend is saying application of fertilizer and I say how to plant ni ade and I say irrigation we your friend is saying how to set up an irrigation system in your farm. Yetimi chomuni ni omo ye into processing no so no. Yetimi ni we read for said this any read for na ye adwuma. Ye chomo say bia value addition. Inti ye training ni nia ewo we your friends say value chain nim na bi wo so na a young person or person or going to processing on your farmer na say onye bibia but also going to processing na ya sign support wo mo so nti these are the we training models I know mo femu ye no in small groups am beti ase to say we language barrier ni say a key issue nti ba small groups no eboa ni a pet translator ebi wo krampo a to say we dey ye wo boga this year krampo no ye one on one sene be ya om beti asie ye nti nya time mo pa e bi one on one e bi so 10 to 1 on e training models a ye adopt ya ye de train mana de ye wie so ye will follow ups ye share about how they could also improve upon markets and then let me say abua pa because from this program no be brena starting point export outside we nkofo ehwomo documentary na omo contact yen say e bia how would they get in touch with them? It's a market no across through this program.
Okay. Abza be adu atifido adu be bia na kasa no e wode etie na ye betie de ye nuanom ma ye maame no ma no omodwumadi omodi e ma aduane abesi epono so no poto kasem ye betie de bi so e kae na ahwe adwuma e ma eye e de boa Ghana ku adwuma e watifido.
At the height of the COVID-19 pandemic last year, when the world and indeed our country was brought to a standstill, our industrious women in agriculture continued to make impressive gains within the value chain, not relent in their efforts to feed the country with fruits, vegetables, and staple foods that helped individuals and households to boost our immune systems against the COVID-19 virus.
I'm a farmer. The same thing, I'm an input dealer. Farming is a business. Some people are taking the farmer is a poor person. The farmer never be a poor person. We are the rich people. It's a worker. He is waiting for a month before you go and collect. But you always, you have crops in your room. Sheep, goat. I can say I'm right all the animals that you know they can use to ride in the house. And I have a cashew farm, maize, granules, cowpea, bambalam beans, yams, soya beans. And the vegetable, I started farming in 1983. The impulse to is about 30 years now. Every year, I used to surplus some of the maize, about 12 bags, give to those who cannot farm. I know what I always used to give them even is my profit. Before I'll get something to send my children to school. I use some to do a building. I have a sheller. It's some that I used to buy the sheller. It's that I used to buy the tractor. If there is no profit, I can do all this.
This is my farm, and I've been running this for about 2 years now. I've always loved to eat eggs, but then in my community, eggs are seasonal. And this is because the eggs we get here are surpluses from other parts of the country, which means that until they have enough, we don't get eggs. So I felt that this was an opportunity for me to explore. We started with 250 birds initially. That was in 2019. And the demand was high. People kept coming back asking for eggs, and we couldn't even meet the demand. We have 2 permanent employees and 3 other temporary ones. We call them as and when needed to come and then help us run the affairs of the farm. And also, currently, this is the only known poultry farm in Chuchuliga. And we envision to have an expanded version of this farm in the next 5 years.
I'm into rice cultivation, and I have 2.5 acres of rice. When I started cultivation, it's almost getting to 5 years. I don't have permanent workers, but I do pick 5 laborers who always come to help me sow the rice. I've been able to put myself in school through this rice cultivation, and the impactation I made out there is telling my fellow colleagues, the young ladies, about how farming is and how it helps.
Such display of resilience made indelible imprints on the minds of organizers of the annual Women in Food and Agricultural Leadership Training Forum, Agric, and Gold in the Soil Awards. Agri House Foundation motivating the organization to run with the theme Women in Agric, Surviving, Thriving, and Making Waves Beyond the Pandemic. Alima Wahabu and Aberiga Yasara, both physically challenged women farmers, were also nominated for the Gold in the Soil Awards this year under the Superwoman Farmer Award category. Even though Alima Wahabu took home the award, both women were awarded cash prizes and farming incentives from sponsors.
Yoruba Alima Wahabu yi arankoloko Zabila Aman eka anu kabuka wena kabuzune asirana ma kelma yiba yi wana kamba nam nan no kay puko tima yi makko ngombila o mi man elen sirala madan sirade be so an sirade yanga ko so ko yu ma kelma hala ka bulani e ban ko tema ko kan be bila kangu ko tin so ba na maka ba nam ye awelen dem nin ko ngombila se yelbe damam lene lar pa wala an tete mbihe ne na akor enwe kabati to kobe kallemna bihe ne ye bugulu ne mba kabati tron kallen lepe bihe ne ye para ka yan don labe
abuzafo ena ne ye humra ye ba beto adwumadi ne so
AYEKOO AYEKOO
amache de bonyo bi o se ka me bre de wuye abetena AYEKOO so a wo kan de woka but se nkitaudie ne beba ese kwancha de efe ye de sika na wo ne wodom kwan ben na mofa so enya ahoden utu kwan fi ase ha bi se mo head office won kran akwa kodu atifedo akọ biaya a mo no mbe hie mu aye nkyerɛkyerɛ resource people ne ade no ma ho odin free
ye ejwani die tu kwan pa your office wa kra ba ye ejwani ni aye ntena nkran inti say we ye call ye 11 districts any 15 districts wa upper east and upper west we Canada for eno mo man ka in the edi tu kwan ni aye call farms ni nia so ena your friend we support from Yara so eba on board omo one year we sika kakra betumi di a support say we a man baby aye training no ene ebi was I said we obi ho beka say ne farm no ewo haya obe nante san undru oda nti that one of the challenge I hu ye nti ya dia ka program who say baby ebe ko bia ebe to abobo ya ama oba na obo ne hu modern no nti Canada for support here Yara for support here APSA anyway OCP no more support here etimi to abobo ya no yes I to irrigation sets any knapsacks and maybe mu seeds ni ade nti omo boa yen say ebia ye fe sebio ye fe scanning to kwan kwa ba ye so echiche mu na yenya because your core grounds are issues na wo ho no aya sometimes different from what is projected nti because of that aya different in am so bo call born ho modern pa nso sebio na onya support kakra bi nti after women in food and agric training program no na ye we gold in the soil awards ne so and ye 15 categories are supporting banning ya 15 best selection ye be ma obia bibi te say this year momunia fertilizers na ye pentoma hu say man so mo pentoma ye pentoma e kan ho ma wo but 15 na ye select wo no say ye ma we girl back ya de pa 28 years Portia obon ho modern pa or soya beans or millet or sorghum or rice near mano nso kase yen kwa ne farm no ye nante na ndu hoda nti ye man abobo ya ba kwa ebe boa no omo ha bete be boa na ye san man we fertilizer ni bi ye man irrigation we set kit no na ye san man knapsacks na e boa no na 15 no so ye ma omunia apart from na yetimi to abobo ya man no ye man kan ni the same set.
Okay. The ebisa de atwa to no wawie nkomo ni se dwumadi a wudie mi gidi se mpanimfo Ministry of Agric Gender Ministry yenu aba de oye mo hwɛ na mo nso na sen esanse ku adwuma edu ba bia se de oka na nye ntro ko ba bia oba nkwa ma be market cheaper onidi ti so so yenu ama no na sen a na mo so mo hwɛ no maboa no
AYEKOO.
I'm a farmer. I farm granuts, and as well I started a moringa plantation all in Nandon Municipal. Apart from that, I also process peanut butter, the granuts which I farm. We turn it into granite paste and then we make chips out of it. Locally we call it kuli kuli, but I have named it peanuts butter chips. We also have the dawa dawa. Interestingly, we have a tea and then a spice. So the spice is used for the soups and the stews and the jollofs, and then the tea is just mixed with water and drunk like that. Since 2002, I've been in Accra. Anytime you come up north and you're going back, people are requesting for shea butter, they're requesting for dawa dawa, they're requesting for all the foods that we have here. So I thought, why not turn it into a business?
We are in a group, so we are into mixed farming. We farm maize, granules, and soya beans. Our group is called Suntanunta Group, so I'm the leader. We are about 35 people in the Suntanunta Group. We have been doing this for 6 years now. When we are in a group, it helps us to work faster and easier. The advice I'll give to young women, I'll encourage them to get into farming and then make it their business.
I'm into processing. So normally when I farm, I don't sell. I keep it down, then I process bit by bit until everything is gone. In all, I have about a 20-acre land of farm. And I do maize, 5 acres, granules, 5 acres. I also do pepper. I do yam. I use the yam to prepare yam flour. Then the pepper, I process the pepper into pepper powder and then some other spices. From the farming, I bought a milling machine to be milling the products. Then I also bought a dryer. The challenges are numerous. There are times that you can buy seeds and then sow on the ground and then the rains will not come at all. The whole thing will go waste. And the other thing is that we need access to markets.
Madam Portia Azumda, the 2021 Ultimate Award recipient, is a 38-year-old industrious farmer from Zangiyuri in the Upper East region.
I'm into shea processing and then farming. I started farming about 8 years ago. We have 20 acres of land. Then we use 10 acres for maize, 5 acres for guinea corn, then 3 acres for groundnut, 2 acres for rice. Then we have small ruminants, 200. Then we have cows, 120 cows. Then we have guinea fowls, 500. We are always able to produce up to 40 tons of shea butter to be able to export. And I mentor women too. I have mentored more than 2,000 women across Upper East, Upper West, and then Talisi District and Boku West. The women, most of them are widows and orphans. Now they are able to take their children to school. Some of them, their children have completed training colleges, some have gone to university, and some were not having houses on their own to stay. But now they've been able to put on a mud house and they are there living. So I will say that I'm happy with what I have been able to do to help women.
For making such tangible social economic impacts in the lives of the women in her community through her efforts, Madam Azumda was presented with a brand new tricycle to support her means of transportation to her farm sites. She also received bottles of fertilizer from Yara Ghana, an irrigation pump from Interplus Ghana to be installed on her farm by the company. She received souvenirs including a certificate of honor, a full piece of cloth and t-shirts from sponsoring organizations, a shining crown and the ultimate gold in the soil award plaque from Agric Foundation. All other 12 nominees for the different categories also received prizes including bottles of fertilizer, knapsack spray machines, cash prizes, t-shirts from sponsors and gold in the soil awards plaques for their categories. A special gold in the soil award went to the Canadian High Commission for standing out as a sponsor and development partner for the past 3 years.
AYEKOO.
Iyo le karije seda yi bulenge iyo ma ko la manko manko so ya bisi akwa bianga akwa mani akwa jani akwa kamana akwa mu aja Allah halanta man ye ekapi kaman wada abun man cira libiya ihi sama ne jama men bon na mamin wonye man dibin a iran yal tare ha kuron bi bangare suku a daran bon tare na diyan kokari anan kawon Allah ba jiri ka ne ja ben ki kokari a hakuwa bo inga ki kokari a hakuwa bo inga ikulobo inori di bugu.
I do farm maize, groundnuts, cowpea, soya, and then rice. I have 5 acres of maize, 15 acres of soya, 5 acres of rice, 3 acres of groundnuts, and then 5 acres of soya, cowpea. I rear cattle, sheep, goats, guinea fowls, and fowls itself. I have 32 employees. I have 25 permanent, and then the rest is non-permanent. Farming is a business, it's a good business to me as I'm seeing it. When you are into farming, you get a lot of money, you get a lot of food. So that one motivates me to go into it.
This is my farm, and I've been running this for about 2 years now. I've always loved to eat eggs, but then in my community, eggs are seasonal. And this is because the eggs we get here are surpluses from other parts of the country, which means that until they have enough, we don't get eggs. So I felt that this was an opportunity for me to explore. We started with 250 birds initially. That was in 2019, and the demand was high. People kept coming back asking for eggs, and we couldn't even meet the demand. We have 2 permanent employees and 3 other temporary ones. We call them as and when needed to come and then help us run the affairs of the farm. And also, currently, this is the only known poultry farm in Chuchuliga. And we envision to have an expanded version of this farm in the next 5 years.
Wabo voter, wako northern region. Other regions, woma hwa AYEKOO dwumadi de, obi aba betata o se mo hwe na yensu ku adwuma entimi ntumpon. Ebu okwa na nyisika no hia. Ohia nkyerɛkyerɛ Monitre.
Yako Volta, Yako Ashanti, Yako we Boganewa, na de bebre say, ewe mana yako omo farms nyana, we yako abasuna ya we yabu with training no. No, yeah, dear pa. A bit more akko ahead crampo to me. Omenya sa confidence now apply for Regional Farmers Day, National Farmers Day. Yeah, can say crampo this year. The passage in it at a day come selecting on no of what I call the farmer. And now yes, so ye pejano. Inti yes, I we next year in each Western region. Yeah, hope you say a bit to me. I visited a for my farms near Wohonum. Na we yetumi a support omo hia omo ye harvest na omo bread too much inti abobo ya ba akone de emboa inti ye hope say 15 na award categories na wonom ye betumi a support obia with abobo ya say what happens say ma ba ko abobo ya no de ye adwuma wo ne farm ho a otumi de ma baako so we na adwuma otimi de baako no bi o de harvest we dia me Kenya no ya supporting ma over 2000 no say ye wait say ye training na ye training ni ma na ye visit omo farm ni nia any one ma omo apply ya omo ntimi we say your application process for awards no inti wait say we Volta region ye training we ma be 800 Ashanti region now we your friends say COVID no ewo peak into your training 2 days a training ma 500 250 we burger if you want nancy and so man no buy no kwamo bro 500 into training no there will be a benefit but awards no na ye call by say what only are 2 day your bomb pie say we nkofo be hu adwuma ye because the omode ma ye bia no so dey support ye this ye dey give it back to the community into omo share documentary no na omo follow to say wo YouTube near wo ebe wo mo YouTube omo follow no mo hu adwuma ma ne ye na yen so dey ye yetumi di ema omo ehwren no mo support yen na yetumi support 50 100 ninya with abobo ya ye da yara fo ase ye sign the RDF APSA PEG Solar OCP and we Canada for ma boa yen pa ye small organization ye dey ye propose and kwanyo obia na ne ye dey call ya no mo say invite adwuma dey do ma koma so pa to ma so ye mo from we your friend saying 2019 I started year to date ye nkwa ye kwan no my friend say this year ye kwan fine to ma no mo so ye mo ye do ma si bebre
AYEKOO. Wolf Agric is a great initiative, and I believe that it's something that will grow in leaps and in bounds. You know, it's also another organization that I'm looking to see scale. You know, because at this stage we're covering a region at a time just because of capacity. Can you imagine if we could cover the whole country? And I'm happy to be a part of this partnership together with the Canadian High Commission as well as Yara Ghana. And I welcome corporate Ghana to join this train.
Now to the 131 nominees for the Gold in the Soil Awards today, we at PEG say a big congratulations. You are real heroines. Women in Agric, surviving, thriving, and making waves beyond the pandemic. Well done. AYEKOO.
So the 131 nominees, I say that they are in the medal zone. So they have already reached the medal zone. So they have achieved more than what many are able to do. But my encouragement to you is because you are in the medal zone, you are already an achiever.
Each woman who's here today, each woman who's toiling in the fields, working to get her product to market and working to sell that produce is a winner because she's doing something for herself with her own power and achieving something for her family and for the nation. I'm so proud of everyone who has been nominated and everyone who's participated in this process. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to think about what each of us has to bring to the table and how we contribute to making this world a better place. To the 131 nominees for the Gold in the Soil Awards, I want to say congratulations and keep doing what you're doing. You've worked hard to earn your nomination, and that work is only going to continue to support you as you go forward. Congratulations, AYEKOO.
Selassie.